to my channel. I don't believe dreams are random. I believe they're symbolic messages. They speak in images instead of words. Today, I'm connecting a dream with a tarot spread designed to follow its energy step by step, not to predict the future, but to understand what's being activated. If you've been having vivid dreams, repeating symbols, or you feel like something is shifting beneath the surface, this reading may reflect something you're already sensing. The dream opened underground inside a subway station that felt more like a marketplace than a transit hub. Multiple lanes stretched out in front of me, each one holding a train like it was a contestant waiting to be chosen. I wasn't alone. I was sharing space with another man, and together we stepped out into the station where a strange game was already in motion, as if the whole place existed for that purpose. Every train had a sign posted above it. No two signals matched. Each one carried a message about money, like a promise, a warning, or a contract written in symbols instead of fine print. Some signs were edged in red, others in green. The rules were simple and brutal. To choose a train's outcome, a person had to throw a rock and break the sign. Selection required destruction. No break, no entry. My attention snagged on the last train to the right, the one that seemed to hold more money than the rest. It felt louder, heavier, like it was calling my name without speaking. I chose it. I told the man beside me which sign to take, and he threw the rock. The sign shattered, and the choice became real. Then the dream snapped, like it shifted, like it spliced and sent me to a different dream. This time I was outside, an architectural building in bright daytime, surrounded by large glass windows that reflected too much truth. Two men were there. One of them wore black pants and a white button-up shirt, clean and formal, but the energy around him wasn't human simple. Recognition arrived instantly. A shapeshifter, not a costume kind, but the kind that could do extraordinary things and make reality obey. He was furious, and the fear in my body arrived before my mind could explain it. It felt like he was about to tear me apart. He grabbed my shirt and lifted me up for me to understand the difference in our sizes, his height turning him into a looming verdict. That's when I saw it, a black design across his chest, like triangles touching triangles, like triangles touching triangles. A pattern spreading along his collarbone, as if something geometric was crawling through him. I heard myself speak before I decided to. I said, I could help cure that. His grip loosened, interest replaced rage. For a moment, terror blinked into possibility. We went inside the building, and it opened into a convention full of people, voices, movement, deals, introductions. It felt like a gathering where invisible agreements were being made out loud. And then I saw her again, the same woman from the subway game, now behind a concession stand, like she had always been there, like every scene had been connected by her hands. I approached and told her I wanted to trade in the prize I'd won on the ground. She looked at me like the request didn't match reality. Oh, she said casually, that's for charity. It doesn't go to you. This belief hit first, then that stunned kind of acceptance that comes when the dream refuses to negotiate. I turned away, and before I could fully leave, the shapeshifter struck again. He tackled me to the floor and pinned me, his weight pressing the question into my ribs. Was I still going through with the arrangement? I stared up at him and felt something in me harden into clarity. If something was going to happen, then let it happen. So I told him, if he was going to do something, then do it. That's how the dream ended. It's the Two of Cups. Perfect partnership. The dream opens in harmony. This isn't romantic by default. For the collective, it speaks to alignment, an inner agreement forming between head and heart. intuition and action, desire and truth. This dream begins at a moment where something feels right, or at least feels like it could be right if honored properly. There's a sense of mutual recognition here. You and a path, you and a calling, you and a version of yourself that's ready to meet you halfway. The core choice, Nine of Wands, withstanding adversity. The choice being highlighted isn't about starting something new, it's about whether to keep going. The Nine of Wands shows someone tired, guarded, but still standing. For the collective, this points to a crossroads where persistence itself becomes the decision. Do you protect what you've built and see it through? Or do you lay it down because the weight has become familiar exhaustion? Do you protect what you built and see it through? Or do you lay it down because the weight has become familiar exhaustion? The choice isn't theoretical, it's embodied. You already feel it in your nervous system. The underlying agreement, the hermit, soul searching. The agreement activated by this choice is an inward one. The hermit suggests that by continuing, you are agreeing to walk your path more consciously, even if that means periods of solitude, self-reflection, or moving without external validation. The hermit suggests that by continuing, you are agreeing to walk your path more consciously, even if that means periods of solitude, self-reflection, or moving without external validation. For the collective, this is a pattern of choosing inner truth over noise, less performance, more honesty, less comparison, more listening. This isn't isolation as punishment, it's discernment as devotion. The true value, Eight of Coins, acquiring expertise. What the dream calls value is not money alone, it's craft. The Eight of Coins speaks to devotion to mastery, time invested, repetition, care, showing up even when the outcome isn't glamorous yet. For the collective, the dream reframes worth as something earned through presence, not promised through shortcuts. The real currency here is skill, discipline, and integrity. This suggests that what's being built matters, and it matters because of attentively it's being built. The challenging force, Queen of Wands in reverse, fearful yearning. Here we meet the challenge, desire tangled with doubt. The reverse Queen of Wands can show confidence turned inward, passion muted by comparison, or a fear of being fully seen. For the collective, this is the voice that says, I want this, but what if I'm not enough? It's not lack of fire, it's a fear of owning the fire openly. This energy can lead to hesitation, self-sabotage, or waiting for permission that never comes. The imbalance, judgment in reverse, negative consequence. What's out of alignment is avoidance. Judgment reverse suggests resisting a necessary wake-up call, not because the truth isn't known, but because responding to it would require change. For the collective, this can show up as delaying decisions, replaying old narratives, or staying in limbo to avoid accountability. The dream highlights that postponement has a cost, not as punishment, but as stagnation. The inner resource, Two of Wands in reverse, holding back. This card appearing as a resource is important. The Two of Wands reverse says the strength here is recognizing where you're holding yourself back. Awareness becomes leverage. For the collective, empowerment begins by naming hesitation honestly. You don't need to force movement yet. You need to see where fear has been disguising itself as patience. Clarity precedes direction. 8. The boundary lesson. Death, necessary ending. This is the clearest instruction in the spread. Death asks for a clean ending, not a dramatic one, but a definitive one. Something must be released so the next phase can exist without dragging the past behind it. For the collective, this may be an outdated identity, a role that no longer fits, a belief about worth or timing, a pattern of endurance without renewal. This ending is not lost, it's composed. The direction forward, strength reversed, exhausted endurance. The direction forward is not try harder. Strength reverse shows that continuing to rely on sheer willpower is draining the system. The dream points toward a softer kind of strength, honesty about limits, compassion for fatigue, and courage to stop proving. For the collective, the message is clear. Rest is not failure, and vulnerability is not weakness. A different kind of strength is required now. Now, the integration. The moon in reverse. Illusion revealed. Integration comes through clarity. The moon reverse lifts confusion, dissolves projection, and reveals what's been hiding in the fog. For the collective, this suggests that once the ending is honored and false endurance is released, truth becomes visible again. Not all answers arrive at once, but distortion clears. This is waking up from a pattern, not a dream. This dream speaks to a moment of alignment that asks for perseverance, inner honesty, and the courage to end what no longer supports growth. True value is being built slowly, but fear of visibility and avoidance of change have drained strength. The way forward isn't harder effort, it's clearer truth. When illusion lifts, the next step becomes obvious. Dreams don't ask us to rush, they ask us to notice. If something from this reading stayed with you, sit with it. You don't need to act on everything right away. Awareness itself is already movement. Thank you for being here and for honoring the messages that come to you in your own way. Like, subscribe, share, and if you want to support it, the link is in the bio. Thank you so much.